Hi, I'm Katie, and today I'm going to show you how to put a layer of fondant over your cupcakes. So I'm starting with a few different colors of fondant, and you can find those in specialty stores, or you can order them online, is always a good way to do it. But all I do is, you want to make sure your fondant stays really sealed in an airtight container at all times. If it sits out for too long, it'll dry out and get very crusty. So if that happens, it's really no good because it'll just start cracking. But if it's nice and fresh, all you have to do is pop it out. I dust my countertop just with a little either confectioner sugar or cornstarch is great. I'm just using my sifter. And all I'm gonna do is lightly just knead the fondant like I would with bread dough or anything like that. If I was giving someone a massage, same process. Just knead it. You can see I'm using the heel of my hand and just pulling it towards me and pushing away. So same thing, I'm going to do that for a couple of colors, just make sure they're ready to go. I have purple, green, and yellow, but obviously any color you like for any occasion. And the only thing I'm going to do before I start rolling out my fondant is just prepare my cupcakes. So I have a little bit of buttercream, or you can use any type of frosting really. But just take a little bit either with a spatula or a piping bag, and just to give the fondant something to stick to. So here's just a little dollop right in the middle. You don't want to go too far out that it's going to make a big mess. Just a little something. And who wants to just eat plain fondant without frosting? So if I was using a piping bag, I would just go in and just a little dollop. So we're ready. So again, a little confectioner sugar or cornstarch in your sifter. Just lightly dust the top. And either this is my nice French rolling pin, you can use the kind with the handles. I'm just gonna roll it out like I would with any pie dough or anything like that, constantly moving it so it's not sticking to my surface. You really, with fondant, you gotta put a little muscle into it. I want it to be really nice and thin. Nothing is worse than a big, thick bite of fondant on top of a lovely, light little cupcake. Try to go as thin as possible. And then when I get to the point where I'm happy with it, which I'm almost there, I'm just going to brush off any additional. And I have a yellow one also that's kind of ready to go. What I would do is either take a circle cutter, you can use a fluted cutter, anything that'll give you that same approximate shape of your cupcake. If you don't have a cutter on hand, a nice metal cup measure. This is 1/3 of a cup for kind of a standard sized homemade cupcake. The ones you buy in the store, I think you'll need like an actual cup, but for these, I'm just gonna press down and you can see I get a perfect circle. So once you have that, all you have to do is press on. The frosting should just come out to the edge. And that's it. I'll do one more. And from here, once you have your fondant on your cupcakes, you could decorate it however you like, with candy, with piping. You can pipe names or words, shapes, anything you like. And that's how you put fondant on a cupcake.